Hey everyone, my name is Daniel Castano and I'm going to present you Oscar, which is my ITP thesis project for 2019. And Oscar is a tool. It's a tool to create beautiful and responsive graphical user interfaces to control interactive installations. But before talking about how Oscar works and how Oscar looks, I would like to talk about interactive installations. And I have chosen these 4 interactive installations to talk about touchscreens. So the first one on the left, upper left, we have Fluto, which is an ITP student project, and Fluto is a musical instrument that you are able to control with your cell phone. So you press a couple of buttons and you are able to trigger different sounds. On the right, we have Unisphere by Hush, which is a touchscreen that you are able to use to navigate through data from the building. The third one is called Sales Gallery by Hush. And what they did was that they created a custom interface to give to the users. And they are able to navigate through all the apartments and all the projects that Zahi Hadid was selling and renting. And the fourth one is Virtual Orchestra, which is a digital orchestra that you're able to control with a touchscreen. So you are able to turn on, off different musical instruments like trumpets and violins. So what all of these projects have in common is that they are using touchscreens as a way to gather the data from the user. But you would say that they have different systems on it. Some of them they have light, some of them they have sound system, and all of them they have touchscreens. So if we want to describe what an interactive installation is, we would say that an interactive installation is this system that contains little systems in between. And those systems are talking between each other. And these guys are using a touchscreen to communicate with those systems. But you can use a touchscreen in order to get data from the user. You can use it to control the interface from the backstage. Or if you want, you can control it from the front stage. You can use it to remote access or to give your client a way to control the interactive installation before making it public. So these guys are using this touchscreen to control the whole experience, or they are using it sometimes to control parts of the experience. The problem with this is that you will need to know a lot of protocols, and there are a lot of technologies that are going to allow you to do this. But what about if we have the simplest example, which is you just have a button with a logo on it, with an image, maybe your face on it, maybe a logo of Adidas or Coca-Cola, a brand. And you want to press it, and every time that you press it, you are going to trigger something else. You are going to trigger a video, you are going to trigger a light, or you are going to trigger a sound. If you need to do this, you will need to code. There is no way you will do it without coding. And if you don't know how to code, this process is going to be expensive, it's going to be time-consuming, and it's not going to be scalable. Because if you need to make further changes, you have to hire a developer that is going to make it for you. So that's why I ended up creating Oscar, which is this tool that is going to allow you to create beautiful interfaces to control interactive installations. This is how Oscar looks like right now. It's a desktop application with different panels that allow you to put different components on the interface. And I want to talk about 3 things that makes Oscar what it is. The first one is that Oscar is a web editor with drag and drop capabilities. So you are able to drag and drop all the components that you need, and you're going to be able to see how it looks in real time. The second one is that I decided to use 2 kinds of components. The first one is the button. The button is going to allow you to sense ones and zeros. That means that it's going to allow you to trigger different sounds, turn on musical instruments, turn off the lights. And the second component is the slider. The slider is going to allow you to send continuous data. So you will be able to control brightness or volume. The third characteristic is the protocol that I'm using. Oscar is using OSC protocol. That stands for Open Sound Control. And this protocol allows you to control and to connect 2 devices. And you will need just 3 things to do this: IP, port, and message. And those are three things that are really easy to explain for someone who doesn't know how to code. I choose this protocol because it's a really well-documented protocol, and there is a lot of compatible software that is already using it. To explain you a little bit how Oscar works in the proper setup, I want to show you this image, which is a schematic of most of the interactive installations. So we have different systems taking care of the video, the light, and the sound, and we have this computer, this main computer, the brain that is taking care of the whole installation. Oscar is intended to be installed in this main computer, and with that being said, you will have access to the whole installation. And once Oscar is installing that computer, we will be able to deploy as many interfaces as we need in as many devices that you need. So we are talking about multi-user experiences, and we are talking about multi-platform experiences. So it doesn't matter if you have a cell phone, a laptop, if you have an Android or an iOS. There are some tools in the market already that they are giving you the opportunity to create interfaces. The problem with them is that they are really limited. So you are not able to change colors. You are not able to include images. Instead, on the other hand, we have Oscar that is going to allow you to create as many designs as you want, and it's going to allow you to connect multiple devices at the same time, and is responsive and multi-platform, meaning that you are able to open it in whatever screen size you have or you need. This is an example of Oscar working. So on the left side, we have an interface that it was designed by Oscar. And on the right side, we have Resolute Marina, which is a software to control and manage video. This is the same setup, but in real life. So we have this beautiful interface. You don't need to code at all, and you're just triggering 3 videos. A proper setup that you can imagine being in a museum, in a sales gallery, or even like in a school if you need it. Part of the process was uploading some videos to YouTube. So I started generating some samples to different softwares, and just to put it live and to get some feedback from the real users. And what happened is that people start answering really good to those videos. So they start commenting on the videos. They started sharing the videos, and they started asking questions about, okay, when is this going to be released? How much is going to cost? Or what features are you going to include? After 3 weeks of sharing with people, I've got more than 1,000 views, more than 500 likes, and more than 80 beta testers. And because of this, I have decided that I'm going to release a beta version in June. For all these people who gave me their feedback, and it's really interesting how I have got people who I didn't expect that they wanted to try Oscar, but they need to. So we have students that they want to create a student project with Oscar. There are professors that they want to include Oscar in their normal classes, and there are a community around creative technologies that want to try Oscar in their own interactive installations. Thank you so much to all of you guys. I would like you to try Oscar sometime. And yeah, just let me know.